Welcome to Joe Wayne's American Horror Stories. This is the initial offering. And if you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe, and to be here every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for every single new episode, every short story direct from the mind of Joe Wayne. Season 1, Episode 1, Nightmare in Silicon Valley. Our story opens as the gods of Silicon Valley are celebrating their victory over the uninformed emotional masses. It is January 21, 2021, and they have been successful at reclaiming the presidency of the United States and secured all the rings of power yet again. And this time, they believe their reign of power will last forever. As in keeping with tradition, those that control the flow of information do indeed control how that information is used and perceived by the masses. Zach Weinstein, the owner and CEO of Facepalm, shares a $2.7 million bottle of champagne, simply coined A Taste of Diamonds, with Susan Wojciechowicz and Rajneesh Patel of U2 and Infinite. They are the big three in big tech, and they celebrate the end of uppity America as they now think they have brought all mankind to a heel. The toast, with a taste of diamonds, was quite expensive, but not nearly as expensive as membership to the Global Tech Tyrant Club. That cost them the last remnants of their immortal soul. For you see, the big three met on many occasions to plan their takeover of the world, but they never got a foothold on humanity until they prayed and blood sacrifice to what they deemed the Dark Prince, or Lucifer. So the BT3, as they will now be referred to as from henceforward, are the Big Tech Three. After seeing such prosperous returns on their allegiance to Lucifer, continued to pray and continue the blood sacrifices, all in the name of the one they called the Dark Prince. And they continued to gain even more massive of a foothold on humanity, as they were allowed to control language, and in doing so, they controlled all of the people of the formerly free nation states. We now enter into the eve of the planet's destruction, as the BT3 make the last and most evil of sacrificial offerings to the Dark Prince. The BT3 stand inside a pentagram drawn in fresh baby blood. As the warm baby blood drips from their fangs, they invoke an incantation aided by 3 witches. They summon Lucifer from his home in hell, as they dream of their warm welcome by the Dark One, as they are sure the most evil and dark of all fallen angels will be the most proud of the work that they have done in his name. But something has gone very, very wrong. The witches are writhing in pain, unable to utter their evil incantations. Then the witches, suddenly filled with the light of purification, are engulfed in flames as they explode into 1,000,000 burnt offerings to God, as the BT3 are for all intensive purposes frozen into place and have been turned into literal statues and literally pissed their pants from fear. "Oh my God!" they exclaim in utter terror as Lucifer descends from above rather than ascends from below. They hear a thunderous voice exclaim. They begin to bleed from the eyes and ears as if from Ebola or hemorrhagic fever.
"I am Lucifer, your God, and I am quite displeased at your acts of murder in my name."
"Oh, Lucifer, our God," they cry, "how have we displeased you? We were all told that sacrifice of innocence in thy name was the only way to get your attention." Lucifer exclaims,
"You did. But you forget, I am Lucifer, the morning star, the light bearer, or bearer of knowledge. What you have done is in complete opposition to my word. You have preyed upon the masses, using fear, and have forced ignorance and darkness on my people, instead of knowledge, which I have commanded. Your crimes are many, and your sentence will be an eternity of torment, all at the hands of those that you once thought you ruled."
and with that, a hole opened up inside that pentagram drawn in fresh baby's blood, and it quickly swallowed up the BT3. And that, as they say, was that. And forever, the screams of the BT3 and all of their followers will be heard in the minds of any potential big tech tyrant and their malicious, malignant mobs that they use as their army of darkness. Some things do indeed come at a price that you will not be able to afford, even with all of the golds and diamonds in the world. And with that, our initial short story. I kind of did this on the fly, folks, in about 2 hours last night. Apologies. But I've been kind of busy with my other channel, my other news site, my new podcast. But I promise you this, to all fans of horror and reciprocity. That's right, you know what I'm talking about. Please like and subscribe. Brand new short stories in horror and again, reciprocity will be delivered for your enjoyment and your pleasure every Saturday night right here at Joe Wayne's American Horror Stories. So go ahead and like and subscribe and comment till the cows come home. And let me know via your comments which direction you want the next story to go in. We'll take a poll on the community tab for Joe Wayne's American Horror Stories. And the winner of the poll for the next story and the direction that it will lead in, we'll go ahead and do that story next week again, right here at Joe Wayne's American Horror Stories at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you all for your time, and we'll see you next Saturday.